Hello, Libra, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of March 29th through April 4th. And during that time, we have a waxing gibbous. We bring that energy in from last week. And, a waxing gibbous is really a time of self-reflection. It's when we're kind of buckling down, getting things done, but showing that we have the ability to kind of make adjustments and that we can just be a little bit more flexible, right? So we then move into that full moon energy. And of course, that's a time of heightened senses, heightened emotions. It can be, some people might feel a little bit overwhelmed, anxious. You might have problems with your sleep patterns. I know I do. I find the full moon time to be very energetic, but I don't really sleep. I can get a lot done. So we then move into the waning gibbous energy after that full moon energy, and that full moon energy can last for a few days for some of us. But yeah, the waning gibbous is then a time of just really getting rid of bad habits and negative thinking, but also now we have the ability to buckle down and get back to work. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Libra. So as always, please leave what resonates, or I'm really tongue-tied today. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is to have faith in your dreams. I'm probably a little bit off. We're in the middle of painting and doing a little fun remodeling, and everything's just discombobulated. I feel like everything's out of place, nothing's in, and it just kind of scrambles my brain too. So I guess we'll get there, right? As I'm shuffling the tarot today, my fun weekly reminder is that you get out into nature. So I know I was trying to do that today. It was a little bit chilly. I did get outside a little bit though. But get out in nature, and if you can take a walk. I know it's been that springtime for us. It's like rain one day, it'll be warm, then here comes the rain, and then here comes the cold, and I feel like we're on this cycle of doing that. But just try to get out if you can and take a walk. We have the full moon coming up, so get out under the full moon at night if you can. I know I'll try to do that for sure. But just try to get out and commune with the miracle of nature. It's just a really time, especially if you've got that heightened energy during that full moon. It's a good time to get out and maybe even meditate outside a little bit. Get out in nature. So that's my fun weekly reminder. All right, I will quit babbling and I will try to get my tongue to straighten out here while we get to this reading. So Libra, March 29th through April 4th. Have faith in your dreams. And your overall energy right now is the Ace of Wands. Wow. Talk about having faith in your dreams. How about just a new dream? Something that's newly passionate. Something comes in and you're like, I can't believe this, but I love this. So this could be so many different things. When I think of what could be a passion example, it's really anything under the sun. I had the Ace of Wands show up in a reading right before I had a grandson, and I do love him. I'm so passionate about this kid, and it could be anything like that. So it's either a new person that comes to you, it could be a new thing that you like to do, just something that you're just like over the moon instantly with. But that is what is coming in for you. So if that has something to do with your dreams, here comes the passion to really light a fire under you about it, which I think is awesome. Your current situation right now is the Three of Wands. So Three of Wands is many times, it can be about travel. Sometimes it's about thinking of looking ahead, but it's also new ventures. So if you've got this Ace of Wands coming in again, this new passion, here's the card that tells you, yeah, go ahead. This is the new venture that you can really get behind, and it's probably going to take you places, right? So go ahead and get behind whatever this thing is, and it'll be different for different Libras. Like I said, there's as many passions as ideas and thoughts under the sun, really. So whatever that is for you, go ahead and go for it. At the root of your situation is the Seven of Wands here. So feeling a little bit like you against the world, but it's going to be an uphill good battle. I feel like it's a battle worth fighting. So go ahead and get started and fight. I think you have to fight for this one. What is in your recent past here is the King of Wands. Can we have any more wands? I feel like another one of the readings had a lot of wands. I can't remember which one now. This is how my memory works. But King of Wands is the knowledge of this thing that you're very passionate about. So it could be that you've already been spending a little time reading up on this or something, and it's kind of, there's a snowball, there's a momentum that's building for you that you're like, you're ready to do it. So I'm going to say fight for it. This is just, look at all the fire in this, have faith in your dreams. Whatever, we can dream anything, we can manifest anything into being, but you do have to buckle down and get to work. You can't just sit around and dream about it. You have to actually do the things that move it forward, right? What is on your mind this week is the Four of Cups. So you might have run into some sort of disappointment here. And I think maybe this is the you against the world. Don't get down about it. Almost like, when we're trying anything, you have to make mistakes and fail, because that's how you learn. So if you've had a little failure with this, or something went on that didn't seem, you weren't quite super happy about the result of, dust yourself back up and get going again, because that's how you learn. Just learn your lesson and pick up and move forward. I really think that's, so this disappointment is on your mind. You need to turn, what is it, turn that frown upside down, which sounds a little hokey, but it's so true. You have to take those disappointments and just learn from it. Okay, what went wrong? Why did it go wrong? How can I prevent that from going wrong next time? What is just ahead of you this week is the Two of Swords. So you're definitely mulling over some sort of decision, and probably about this mistake. I mean, it makes perfect sense that you would be, really thinking through something before you made a decision. So go ahead and take that time to think it through. Get that time. That's what I said, getting out in nature. If you need time just to clear your mind, leave your electronics at home and get out and just go for a really big walk. It just feels so good to be out in the sun, and it really clears your mind for thinking, for those kind of pro and con lists that you might be making in your head or mulling things over. Nature is perfect for that. In your advice position here, look, more wands is the Six of Wands. So Six of Wands is about, these people that you were fighting with here with the seven. This is about kind of some recognition. So some of these people, you might be able to turn them around if you stay on path, stay on track. Let me turn this camera down so you can see that card. Stay on path, stay on track, do that fight, you against everybody, because later on, the advice is to go ahead, and it's almost like, it's almost like an I told you so moment, but let's not be mean about it, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, I'll take those accolades now. Thanks. Get me back. If you want to pat my back, it's right back here. Go ahead. So that's kind of like, a community that's congratulating you now, and hopefully some people that were wrong will at least come up and have the face to tell you, hey, I was wrong. You're killing it. So that's great. What is beyond your control this week is a new perspective. And how do we get the new perspective? By failing, by failures and disappointments, and thinking it through, and then moving ahead in a different manner. That's it. That's a new perspective. It's as simple as that. But that's the Hangman, is looking at things. Oh, I didn't look at it that way yet. So go ahead and get that new perspective. Learn that thing, accept that failure, and again, dust yourself up, dust yourself off, and just move ahead. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Fool card. In this instance, this appears to be your secret desire, just without even asking you. Usually I say that's your big question, but are you trying to avoid this new journey? I don't think so. The cards to me say that you're ready. You've done the research. You're looking towards the future. You've got this new passion. You're ready to fight for it. You're making decisions. You're accepting those failures and getting new perspective. The whole story tells me that you are so ready for this new journey. Also, again, have faith in your dreams. Have faith that that's where you can go. If you are trying to avoid this new journey, you really do need to ask yourself why, because everything seems to be pointing you in that direction, to go ahead and do this thing and be successful at it. In your outcome position, Libra, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which I also love, because this is about evolving, and this is about things changing so rapidly. And I'm going to just, let's say it's an example that you have invented a widget that you think is going to change the world. And you think, okay, I've done the research. I'm very passionate about this thing. It's relatively new to me, but I'm really thinking about the future. I'm going to go present this widget to this company. And this company says, nope, we're not interested in your widget. We don't think it's going to be as successful as you do. And, but you fight for it. The root is like, I'm not going to stop at this one company. And that's where the thinking comes in. It's like, okay, that company didn't do it. Maybe there's another company. And so you go to this other company and they say, oh my gosh, that's an amazing idea. We want to put, we want to get behind you. We can put you in touch with people that have the money to, all the things that have to go along. And of course, I'm simplifying this, and they're patting you on the back. And you're like, wow, new perspective. Thank goodness I pushed forward and fought about this thing, because now I'm on this new journey and the wheel has turned in my direction and off I go. I mean, you can't write a better story. I love it. Let's see what is hidden from you this week is the Chariot. So the Chariot is about getting ready for a move, and it's almost like you're not even there yet. You're not even there. This new journey is coming. I mean, I think it's your secret desire. It may even be a little bit off. This tarot reading is for a week, but life doesn't happen in a week. So these things go on and start and happen, and, things kind of move in a certain direction, but this could take a few weeks or even months to come to fruition. But right now, you're kind of gathering, this is about gathering info to make a big move. And it's almost like you're not even quite there yet. It's like you're waiting for this first step or the ball to kind of get rolling, um, to even get here, to even think about making a really big move. So I like this reading the whole way around. I think whatever this is that you're feeling really passionate about, Libra, you do need to go for. You need to, it's some sort of dream, and you need to have faith in it and really push forward. Do the spiritual work on it too. Don't forget to just to meditate, to manifest, to really, envision yourself holding this success in your hands, what it would feel like. Do all of that work too. But then open your eyes up and get your hands in it and get dirty and get to work. So that's my advice for you. All right, let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says as a wrap up here. Let's wrap it up for Libra. Laugh at your demons. Okay, so whatever this is, and it could be this negativity, like, maybe if maybe you're just not really great at someone saying no, laugh at that. You need to laugh it off again. Laugh it off. How can you redo it in a different way? Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care, Libra. Self-care for Libra this week as they push forward on this dream. All right, Libra, March 29th through April 4th. Okay, self-care. And the card that you get is the card called Truth. Truth is different at different levels of consciousness. Reserve judgment. Okay, so, and I almost think maybe this is with this disappointment, and maybe the people, the situation disappointed you. Let's not judge that. They're just not able to see your vision like the next person will, right? But you do have to keep pushing forward. You've got to fight for this, it looks like, because the congratulations is coming. It's you just have to push forward and do the work. So Libra, I appreciate you being here. Good luck with all of this. I really love this reading. Again, I feel like, some tarot readings are harder than others. Some are really hard to see. This one seems clear as a bell to me. You are supposed to go for it. So thanks so much for being here. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what resonated, or if you have questions about anything, I'd be happy to answer those for you. And if you like my reading style, hitting that like and subscribe button really helps me get to my dreams. So thank you so much for being here and being a part of that. And good luck with this. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.